You're studying to get your general contractor license, probably taking the NASCLA exam or commercial general contractor exam, and there's several books that you need to have in your license path. In this video, I'm going to talk about the books that don't have indexes that you need to learn how to navigate. And since we teach the 5-step method, I want to make it very clear. That's find, reference, access, match, evaluate. And you know, in our reference, we talk about the compass a lot, which is the index, table of contents, and definitions. And so when you got several books, you get used to doing the same thing, going to the index every time, and you're like, well, this book doesn't have an index. What do we do? So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what you do when you're dealing with, again, all these books and you want to learn navigation. So the books that you see here on the table, all right, we got about 10 or 11 books that are in the license path for a NASCLA exam. That's the commercial general contractor license that you can get reciprocity in 17 states, all right, which allows you to not take the trade exam, but have to take the business and law exam in all those states. But again, the biggest portion of getting your general contractor license in the states that do have an exam is taking the trade portion. So these books here don't have an index. So what do? Well, number one thing you do is you learn how to reference from the table of contents. All right. That means understanding the subject matters that are in these books. And that's what I want to teach you in our program, which is the Study Buddy Pro app. This is a way, this is really the only thing you need to remember, but this is a way to pass the exam the first time. Now, the stack you see here, this stack, they have indexes, table of contents, and glossaries, but you still got to learn how to flip through them. But if you're curious to learn exactly what it takes, okay, you need to sign up for the program and comment pass below so I can get you in and really start doing the hands-on. But I'm going to pick up one of these books. And this is a very common one, right? Contractor's Guide, pretty much for quality construction. This is going to teach you concrete, right? From start to finish. And I think I said quality construction, but concrete. And you notice, okay, well, we don't have an index, but we do have the gold here. And I'm going to open it up so you can see it. This tells me everything that's in the book, okay? And all we need to do is take our keywords and categorize the question based on the topic in one of these chapters, okay? Now, I do want you to do lessons in every single book. It's not about signing up to a program where you take a overall quiz with all the books tied up and think you're going to pass. Now, if you got 20, 30 years of experience, I can see that being very useful. But if you don't got the experience, you got to learn this book. That's the only way to understand the table of contents. So we got 200-300 questions just in this book to help you get through it. Plus, highlighting these books are going to help you get through it without having to read, because how much time do you got to read all this? How much? Can you do this in 6 months' time? I don't think I could. It'd take me years to read all of these books and try to understand them. So what I teach, again, is a 5-step method called the Frame It Method, which is find, reference, access, match, evaluate, that allows you to navigate these books like a pro and pass your exam, okay? So, again, comment pass if you want to learn that strategy in depth. But again, these books right here on the table don't have an index, so what do? You go through the lessons, you highlight the books completely, and that way you understand what categories go into each of these books. And these, again, you have the index, but it's still the same thing. It's just one extra helpful step is you can use the index first to pull that main keyword and then find your supporting and get to it. But when we got a book like this, right, let's just use green building, for instance. Even though this doesn't have a lot of questions, if I look at the index, right, I'm looking at the index here, and you see in some of these, they got several pages. So I got one, I'm looking at daylight, just for instance. It has 40, 66, 131, 153. So that's my keyword, right? And I'm like, how do I navigate this book? Well, do you go to every one of those pages? So I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna go to 40. Watch how much time it takes. I go to 40. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. I flip back. I go to 66. Oh, shoot. Okay, let me find 66. That's not what I'm looking for. Then I go to 131, 153. But what if I could save you time right now without having to do all that flipping back and forth? So I got page 40. The first thing I'm going to do, and this is the goal, is I'm going to go to my table of contents. And this is how I'm going to hold the book the whole time. Okay? So I'm going to flip to the table of contents. Here I am, table of contents. So as you notice, I got my finger here just locked in on the index. Y'all see that? Well, I'm gonna take one more finger and I'm gonna lock it in on the table of contents, okay? So I'm working the book back and forth like this. So if I have page 40 to look at, I'm gonna flip to page 4. Well, I'm gonna go to my table of contents instead of flip to page 40 because that's how I'm gonna lose time. And I'm gonna look for 40. And what it says is the actual title to the subject matter. So we're categorizing the question. You hear me say that all the time. Learn to categorize questions. So I see that 40 isn't it. I flip back to the index. It says 66. I flip back to the table of contents, look for 66. Oh, it tells me this is maximizing energy performance. Is that it? Nope, that's not my category. I flip back. 131. Then I flip back to the table of contents. Boom, look for 161. That tells me it's the appendix. Now I'm not flipping through all these pages. And once I find the page that goes with my categorization of the question, I now have saved myself a tremendous amount of time. Because if you don't know, you got 3 minutes per question. And that 3 minutes can go by really fast. And if you're practicing and you're taking 5-10 minutes per question, what you think you're going to do on the exam? Because as we teach, what you do in practice is what you're going to do in the game. So we want to put you under pressure, get these questions answered in 3 minutes, and learn how to navigate all these books, okay? And if you notice, I got the book separated. I got a stack here, and I got a stack right here on the table. The stack that's on the table doesn't have an index, all right? So what do you do then, right? Well, if you don't got an index, we want to teach you how to work your table of contents. And the one thing for sure that you should be remembering, which is not answers, you're going to remember some naturally, but when you got 6,000-7,000 questions amongst just all these books, how do you memorize all that? So navigation is key. So when I'm working with the ones without the index, I want to work on memorizing table of contents and actually just understanding the subject matters that are in these books. So a lot of these books are not even my go-to books if I'm studying for my NASCLA. Like, I'm not going to take in the ACI 31814. I mean, I'm going to have it with me, but I mean, have you flipped through it? It's like reading Psalms in the Bible, right? It's a lot of information. But what I am going to do is I am going to understand this book by taking lessons just on this book. So you might have signed up for programs that you are doing overall quizzes of all this stuff together, but you're never really touching the full book because you haven't done lessons just on that book to get through the navigation of the important parts. So I want to show you again in our program, Study Buddy Pro. Comment, pass below, and I'll send you a link. You can try it 3 days for free, or you can join the next class too. But I want to show you how to navigate one book at a time and just keep building it into your archive, because it's not about rushing. This process is going to take you 60, 90 days to understand all these books. All right. If you're taking your NASCLA exam, it's going to take you 60, 90 days to understand all these books. So how do you do that? What you need to do is focus on the most important books first. Now, I don't have the IBC sitting right here on the table, but the IBC is the first book. NASCLA, Business and Law, first books, right? Because they have majority of the questions that's going to be on the exam. So you also, when you got all these books for your exam, and like I said, I don't care if it's residential, commercial, doesn't matter. You got to pick the important books first and spend the most time there, because if most of the questions are coming out of those top books, if you don't master them, you're going to be struggling trying to get through, all the smaller books, all right? Thinking that's where the answers are going to be and running out of time.